you're here. I'm not just happy you're here, I'm thrilled that you're here, where I get to welcome you. Welcome each of you, and welcome all of you. It's wonderful to have a place where we can come and bring along all those things that are working, and that maybe aren't working. We can bring our joy and our not quite yet so joy. That we get to come here and be safe, loved, and embraced in our totality. How does that sound? To love ourselves up, to love each other, and in the meantime, hey, let's love up the world. So I'm grateful you're here in person, everyone. Online, welcome. Thank you for being here with us, connected through the oneness of Facebook. And let us kick off this service by standing up, singing, clapping, wiggling, waving our arms, and turning it over to our wonderful music program.
There you all sing. You can move around.
Thanks. I almost need help myself.
Something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. Something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. I can feel it in my body, I can feel it in my soul, I can feel it in my heart, and it won't let go. Something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. Something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. I can feel it in my body, I can feel it in my soul, I can feel it in my heart, and it won't let go. Something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. Something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now.
Woo! Well, I felt that. How about you? Wonderful. And to everyone here, there are a few new faces. Welcome. Now, everybody else, close your ears. I'm going to talk about you. Who you will meet here are some of the, I say on Facebook, and I've done a lot of marketing professionally, the friendliest people in town. Now, that's a high bar to set, but it's something that we live up to, that you live up to every Sunday and every time we're together. I love that. So welcome to everyone here. We have appetizers, savory snacks after the service, so kind of planting seeds, and a board meeting, and you're all welcome to that. We'll have a little bit more information about that. But before that, every Sunday, we like to share a reading from Dr. Ernest Holmes. Welcome. The founder of our tradition, and this morning, sharing that reading is Miss Elia.
Good morning. I will be reading from the Science of Mind book, starting on page 127, and then I'm jumping around to a treatment. When we know our oneness with God and law, what a great burden is removed. Any sense of opposition is removed from the consciousness which perceives unity. That which we call our subjective mind is but a point in universal mind where personality maintains its individualized expression of spirit. If we think of ourselves as being separate from the universe, we shall be limited by this thought, for it is a belief in separation from God which binds and limits. We are bound by nothing except belief. They could not enter in because of their unbelief, and because they limited the Holy One of Israel. There is but one mind. Here is the point. Everything we experience, touch, taste, handle, and smell, environment, bodies, conditions, money, happiness, friends, all are effects. It is clear that the infinite and limitless possibilities of that one of which man is a part depend in man's expression upon his own concept. If he is a point of personality and limitless mind, which he is, and if all his life must be drawn from this one mind, which it must be, there cannot be anything else, can there? And if there is nothing else, if there is nothing to move save mind, and if man is a thinking center mind, nothing is going to happen to him that does not happen through him. Whether it be the result of his own erroneous conclusions, those of his grandfather, or those of the race to which he belongs. This is not in any sense fatalistic, for we may change the trend of causation, which has been set in motion at any time we decide to do so. Everything comes from intelligence. There is nothing but unity. There is nothing but freedom. There is nothing but completeness. There is nothing but totality. Begin at the beginning and reason this out, time after time, until all doubt disappears. It is necessary that each one do this for himself. Such is the power of right thinking that it cancels and erases everything unlike itself. It answers every question, solves all problems, is the solution to every difficulty. It is like the sunlight of eternal truth bursting through the clouds of obscurity and bathing all life in a celestial glory. It is the absolute with which we are dealing and nothing less. And now a treatment for peace of mind. We cannot be in peace until we know that the Spirit is the only cause, medium, and effect in our lives. There is no past, present, and future to it. Evil has no history and has never entered into the being or the experience of reality. The mind must come to know and to realize all these truths if it is to have real and lasting peace. A treatment such as this will be of great service in acquainting the mind with the truth of its being. Be still and know that I am God. I am the Christ, the Son of the living God within me. I am the principle of peace within me. I am the manifestation of love within me. My mind is poised in peace and beauty. All sense of fear or doubt is gone. I rest in calm trust and rely on the law of Spirit to bring good into my experience. I contend with none, argue with none, and am filled with wonderful peace and light. There is no uncertainty about future and no fear as a result of my past. I live in an eternal now, which is filled with good alone. Goodness and beauty follow me. Peace and joy accompany me. Happiness and wholeness fill my entire being with the realization of love and perfection. I am the Christ, the Son of the living God within me. This inner of mine is now divine and complete. It has no worries and no fears. It is whole, complete, and satisfied. I look back over all previous experience and find that it was good, very good. I look toward the future and find that it is good and very good. I look at the present and find that it is also good and very good. God is in all, over all, and through all. I am the Christ, the Son of the living God within me. I am the spirit of confidence. I am poised with love and reason. I am the perfect law of truth and the complete presence of beauty. I am Christ, the Son of the living God within me. And so it is.
So it is.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good
morning.
Now it's time for the flames of faith. We perform this ceremony to promote the universal consciousness of life, which acknowledges that people of all faiths and lifestyles, all sentient beings, come from the one great universal presence, which we call spirit. Fundamental to this truth is the unifying nature of all religious thought and experience, which we honor here today. We light a candle for the Tao, honoring the universal path of harmony and equilibrium, the natural way. We light a candle for the shamanic traditions, honoring the beliefs and practices of all indigenous peoples, the way of primal spirituality. We light a candle for Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. We light a candle for Judaism, honoring the ethical path of living by sacred law. We light a candle for all forms of Buddhism, honoring the Four Noble Truths and the path of compassion. We light a candle for all forms of Christianity, honoring the Christ consciousness as the path of love. We light a candle for all forms of Islam, honoring the path of submission to the will of God as the highest calling. We light a candle for the universalistic religion of Baha'i, honoring the path of unity and peace. We light a candle for all forms of new thought, honoring the metaphysical path of mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principles. As Christy lights the healing candle, please say silently, out loud, or put in Facebook comments the names of those you would like to hold in the healing flame of God's eternal love. God, Spirit, Source, Universe, Energy. The thing itself, stretching throughout time and referred to by many names, one truth remains the same. There is a force that creates all, surrounds all, and flows through all. It is omniscient, omnipresent, omnipotent, and all-loving. We know this force is God. Knowing that the universe is made of itself and that we are spiritual beings in this universe, we know that we too are made of the God stuff of the universe. With this in mind, we too carry the God qualities of knowledge, power, presence, and love. As souls experiencing what it means to be human, we affirm that we know and see God working in our lives and the lives of others. We feel the energy of God shape and transform our lives, revealing itself, revealing myself, and expressing all of the love and goodness of the universe. We affirm that life itself teaches us the nature of God, that knowledge expresses through and enlightens our consciousness to better fulfill the unique and precious individualities that we are. What a blessing it is to know God. We are forever grateful to know these rules, these truths. We are so blessed to feel, witness, and experience the love of God in our lives, and I am grateful, and we are grateful that we get to experience the joy, peace, and harmony that comes with this knowledge. Feeling the surety of our words, we release this prayer and allow God to bring it into form. And so it is.
So it is.
I just want to say I thought this morning that we've never really introduced our music program, and so I thought I would do that real quick before we sing our song. I'm Lynn, and Steve and I are co-directors of the music program, and this is Christy, and not to put any pressure, this is her first day. So. We have Julie in the back, who is our right hand. Tells us when we're doing something wrong. And we have Robin, who is not here today, and we have John, who sings with us. Where's John at?
There he is.
And Brittany. I'm sorry. Brittany too. Yeah, and Brittany's not here today either. So, okay, so we're going to sing our song. In this and every moment I am safe and all is well. In this and every moment I am safe and all is well. In this and every moment I am safe and all is well. In this and every moment I am safe and all is well. I am held, I am whole, I surrender to it all. When I trust and let go, then I know that all is well. All is well. In this and every moment I am safe and all is well. In this and every moment I am safe and all is well. I am held, I am whole, I surrender to it all. When I trust and let go, then I know that all is well. I am well. In this and every moment I am safe and all is well. Everyone. In this and every moment I am safe and all is well. In this and every moment I am safe and all is well.
That was beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was.
As I was listening, I thought, gosh, to have them next to our bed at night, singing that, have that message and that truth. So we've heard that, and let's take that home in our hearts, and for that consciousness, those words to keep singing to us, that we're safe and all is well. And when we know that, we can heal and step into our joy. Good job, awesome. So we have one of our favorite speakers today, Reverend Victoria Bomberry, and in this teaching, our favorite time zone is now. We don't talk a lot about the past. But we, in our past is what has taught us and shaped us. It tells us of all the experiences that have enriched us. And when I think of someone's past, and I'm going to goof on your bio, Reverend Victoria, who will be standing here shortly is a woman who has dedicated her life not just to her own spiritual development, but her compassion for improving the lives of others, supporting the lives of others, way before she was ever a minister, which is more recent. But as a Native American leader and as an activist in that community, she and her husband started a foundation for indigenous communities. It was the first of its kind ever, anywhere. They ran a newspaper Always about truth, yeah. Yeah. You know, she's been involved at the highest level of Centers for Spiritual Living with our diversity, equity, and inclusion program. This is who she is. She's and I'm going to mess up all of her academic career, but she holds a doctorate from Stanford University. She served as a professor for Stanford, for the University of California system, for San Francisco University, where she's going to be teaching a class for us online that's kicking off this week. And when I typed up her biography, I was impressed at the service and the depth and all of those experiences that have shaped this beautiful and humble and loving person who we have with us today. So I'm so grateful to welcome all of her in this beautiful package that is now the current Reverend Victoria Bomberry to speak with us today. She knows I'm her biggest fan. Take it away.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Well, I always say that I have lived many lives. And this current one, as a minister, I really love. It's really been wonderful to step into a different kind of service. And one of the things that I've realized over the many years that I've been alive and many lives, is, you're always starting out as a novice somewhere, right? And I like that idea that we keep that novice mind in our hearts, right? That we always have something to learn. We step into different roles, we do different things. And yes, we do bring our past with us and our past experience and whatever wisdom we've gained with us. But we have that kind of curiosity and desire to always be a beginner, beginning again and learning from that space of, oh, let's fill in that one little hole. I forgot all about that, right? And we have a chance to do that throughout our lives. So I am so happy to be with you on this Martin Luther King birthday weekend. And I think, as I've looked around and heard people talking recently, I think people kind of forgot that this was actually Martin Luther King's birthday. It's tomorrow, right? It's his actual birthday. And, and when we're looking at who we are and what we bring with us, right? There's lots of things we want to throw out, right, that don't serve us. But there are things that we want to bring forward. And one of the things that I want to bring forward is that knowledge of how far we've come and how far we need to go and what we need to remember. And I do think we need to remember Martin Luther King today. And of course, his entire work as an activist, as a minister, as a leader of the civil rights movement, the foundation of that was love, right? Loving everyone. And today's topic is back to basics, love and law. And there's something to be said about tradition, right? We have traditions and we want to keep those traditions alive and keep them operative in our lives and have them inform us. There's some things that no longer serve us. We've come through things that we have believed in the past that are destructive to us. So we can jettison those, right? They don't have to become a part of our tradition. But the good things, we want to keep them. We want to keep them alive. And with Centers for Spiritual Living, we have a tradition as well of these first few months being dedicated to the basics of science of mind. And that's what we teach here, right? We teach science of mind and spirit. And we want to get back to the basics of that. That's a tradition. The tradition of Martin Luther King is something that I want to keep alive, right? And remember every time we have this birthday coming up. And we know that there's also those that want to erase different things and make us forget who we are as a people. And the United States is all of the people who reside here, right? It's not just one single group of people. It's everyone, and everyone has played an enormous part. And, you know, this weekend we're honoring Martin Luther King for the part he played and the tremendous strides that we had. You know, we can even go back further. You know, I think that there's, it's kind of interesting to look at different moments in humanity where we've made a great leap forward, right? And those leaps have been planetary. They haven't been located in one place. They've actually been planetary awakenings. And it seems that however these transmissions take place, they take place almost simultaneously across the planet. And we honor certain people because their voice was the voice that was heard and disseminated. And when we think about love, what is that voice that we hear often in this country is Jesus, right? Jesus stood for love. Martin Luther King stood for love. And that was a great leap forward. And with Ernest Holmes was really interested in law. And one of the things that he said is, you know, toward the end of his life is, I probably should have put more emphasis on love. And I think he was interested in law because he wanted to know how things worked, right? He really did. He wanted science to come together with religion, and he wanted to know how things worked. So that was what his focus was. And he was brilliant. You know, he wrote, we come to understand that all is love, yet all is law. Love rules through law. Love is the divine givingness. Law is the way. Love is spontaneous. Law is impersonal. And then he goes on to say, we shall avoid two grave mistakes, whether viewing life as made out only of mechanical laws, or viewing it as made of, wow, I really mangled this paragraph when I wrote it. Is made of only of spontaneous actions, irrespective of law and order. Love points the way, and law makes the way possible. So what he's telling us is that these are both, they're necessary parts of one thing. And if we look back at the Old Testament, right, the Old Testament tells us a lot about law. And they're usually prohibitions about what you should do about this, that, and the other. And it, you know, it's a reflection of what consciousness was like back in those ancient times. The laws that, you know, we generally think about the Ten Commandments, but there were also laws and prohibitions about foods, you know, how to wear your hair, and what kinds of clothing you're wearing, you know, all kinds of laws. And it was very important that people felt like they had to adhere just slavishly to those laws, right? And there was nothing that had to do with love within that. That slavish devotion to law. And that was Jesus's mission on earth, was to overturn that idea of, it's just law. You have to adhere to these laws. If you're adhering to these laws, you're a good person. But we all know that we can adhere to the law and bend it to our will. And do whatever we might want to do while remaining within lawful parameters. But without love, what is it? Right? It's a very selfish thing, and it only benefits either that single person or that single person in their group. In Jesus' time, it was the Pharisees and the Sadducees, right? Those were the groups that were being benefited. And the wealthy, they were the ones who were being benefited by adhering to law. And the poor people were suffering, and they were suffering mightily. So when Jesus said, I come not to abolish the law, I come to fulfill it, he was adding love into the equation. That was his contribution to our spiritual growth as humanity. So we have people down through the ages who continued that. And again, Martin Luther King was one of those. So love and law go together. They're interchange, they can't exist one without the other. They're incomplete without both of those things moving forward together. And it's really important to understand that we have, our understanding can often be very mechanistic, right? Because we've built mechanical things. That's what we do as human beings. We build machines, right? We're still building machines. From the very beginning, we built the wheel, right, as humans. And that's very mechanistic. So our minds kind of move along those mechanistic lines. And what Ernest Holmes was reminding us is, no, we can't just move along a mechanistic point of view. We have to have that human element, that divine element that is God. So over the past more than a year now, last year I said I was going to read the Psalms, start reading the Psalms, the book of Psalm. And I don't know about you, but I've had different encounters with the Hebrew Bible. And oftentimes I get really turned off because there's a lot of violence and a lot of scary things that are in the Old Testament. And it can be a turnoff, right? And as I've gone back and done more study in the Bible and tried to go deeper into it, what I've come to love about the Bible is that everything is there. There's no effort to say, oh, we were really good in this situation. No, it all hangs out, the rapists, the incest, the genocide, all of that, it's just all there. And it's for us to look at and not say, oh, this is the way to do it, but to really gauge where we are as humanity. And it is one of the, it's an ancient book that we can look at that gives us a clear picture of how we've evolved our consciousness. So I look at it like that. So as I was reading the Psalms, there were some that I thought, oh my goodness, there's just this coming out of wanting to destroy the enemy, right? To wanting to wipe out the enemy that came up over and over again in different ways. And I was wondering, well, how do we get through this now? What is the, even though as you go through and read, you see a change in the speaker, right? The speaker comes to a spirit, and there's something that is more than, let's destroy the enemy. And, so there's an evolution individually. And I found a book that I thought, well, this combines the New Testament, the call for love that Jesus brought, and that kind of anguish of being human and all of the challenges that we have, and what we do when we just are wallowing in the challenge, right, rather than moving into spirit. And I found this book called Psalms for Praying, an Invitation to Wholeness by Nan Merrill. And oh my gosh, it's really very different. It has a different feel to it, even though the psalm is the same. It's still beautiful. It's beautiful in a very different way. And I'll just open to anything here. And okay, this is Psalm 77. I cry aloud to you, O friend, to the eternal listener, that I might be heard. In the day of trouble I seek the beloved. In the night my hand is stretched out in prayer. My soul yearns to be comforted. I think of the beloved and I moan. I meditate and my spirit is weak. You trouble me and I cannot find peace. I am so fearful I cannot sleep. I am so filled with fantasies I cannot speak out. How well I remember years past when you were a companion close by. I commune with my heart all through the night. I meditate, my spirit seeking its friend. Will you abandon me forever and leave me comfortless in my distress? Where's your steadfast love that made my soul to sing? Are your promises empty that I feel so alone? Where is the comforter to ease this emptiness? How have I offended you, O friend, that I am so alone? And I wonder, is it those walls of fear and guilt that separate me from the very heart of my heart? And what makes this different, I won't read the entire psalm. What makes it different is that there is that recognition that there is a closeness and intimacy with spirit. And it's really present. In the book of Psalm, oftentimes there feels like there is a distance between the speaker and the one who is spoken to. There's a huge difference, and that is a separation. In this case, there is love infused. This is a love relationship. It's not something that is distant and we can offend and be punished because of that distance. This is more like speaking to the beloved, right? So this is the infusion of love that occurs when we allow that message of Jesus to come forward. We don't have that separation. No matter how far apart we may seem as human beings to one another, and we can look at our own relationships, and really, sometimes we think, my goodness, the closest person to me is really different than I am, right? And yet we love them. When we love them unconditionally, that difference doesn't make it doesn't do anything to us. It actually can make us love them more because of that difference. So we're at a point in this historic moment is one where we are not really engaged with the moral compass right now. And it seems like we have kind of evacuated love from any of our talk. We're not talking about loving our neighbor. However, I was thinking about that. We're not talking about love so much. But what are our actions showing us? We can name 10 million actions that are showing us that we are not loving our neighbor. But what are the actions that we can name where we are loving our neighbor? And I think about homeboy Industries in Los Angeles. Every month they have a fair where their members take on a business, and all of these different businesses that were run by undocumented people or people who were in a precarious position because of not having citizenship, whether they had papers or not. And they have taken their businesses and they sell their wares so that they can have a living. So that's an act of love and selflessness. They are taking that on as their mission. That's an act of love. It doesn't have to be spoken, it's an action. And that's what we need, right? We need those actions to take place. We see people taking care of one another in ways that they're putting themselves in danger. And yet they're doing it because that's an act of love. They don't have to talk about the love that they feel for their fellow human being. It's being acted upon. So we do have love showing up. We don't have to talk about it, but we have to act on it. And I think we should do both. We should both talk about it and act on it. And for Ernest Holmes did talk about love a lot. And even though he said that law was, what he put too much emphasis on, I think that he did point the way for us to really live in love and act as from that intention of love. And he writes, the essence of love, while elusive, pervades everything, fires the heart, stimulates the emotions, renews, proclaims the spirit. Only love knows love, and love knows only love. Words cannot express its depths or meaning. A universal sense alone bears witness to the divine fact. God is love, and love is God. So if we are love personified, we are love. We are God. God is love, and we're all love, right? So our actions are those of givingness, of acceptance of the other, and unconditional love. And those of you who were with us this morning for the meditation, that's what we did. We sent unconditional love to everyone, to every person, every being. And that's what this is all about. Love and law go hand in hand. There's only one love. That's God's love, right? There's only one law, even though in religious science, I used to think, good Lord, how many laws are there? There's only one law, really. It's what we put our word into that law. We put our love into that law. We can put a word into that law and law will act on it. But our results will be maybe not what we want, right? Without love, our results are not going to be what we really desire from our heart, right? So here we are. We can put something imperfect into law and we'll get imperfect results because law just acts. When we put love, our fullness in it, just as the Songs for Praying says, an invitation to wholeness, when we put our whole heart into it, we're going to get the result that is not only good for us in the moment, but is good eternally for everyone. That's what it's about. That's what love and law working hand in hand is all about. It's not about getting our heart's desire, getting our Cadillacs and or Stingrays, or those are old cars, but whatever it might be.
Today.
Yeah, it's not about that. It really is about uplifting everyone and living with everyone in the fullness of life. You know, and I often say, you know, love is the greatest force in the universe. And when I was looking at different things that Martin Luther King said, that was one of the things that he said often. Love is the greatest force in the universe. And I believe that with my whole heart. I know that when we love, things change. They really do change. We change. And right now, we're in that moment where each one of us can play that part for this tremendous transformation to take place. When we put love into it, we are going to have that next infusion of transformation for humanity. And Martin Luther King also said, one day we will learn that the heart can never be totally right when the head is totally wrong. So that's a good thing for us to remember right now. We have to protect our minds, right? We have to be clear-headed. We have to always be looking for the truth. That truth that brings us together, not the truth that divides us, but the truth that brings us together, even uncomfortable truths. We have to be ready for that. Because when our beliefs are wrong, then our outcomes are going to be wrong. We can't be in that wholeness that I'm speaking of. So I'm just going to leave us with that we are moving in this kind of situation right now, not only in this country but globally, where we are thinking that something outside of ourselves, and I'm not saying just, I'm not saying all of us are doing that. I'm just saying that seems to be an impulse, a trend right now, that we're giving it away, right? Rather than thinking about our own freedom and how we obtain that, we're thinking that someone else can give it to us. And no one can give it to us. It comes from us. And it comes from that interconnectedness of love and light. So as we move forward, let's know that those things go hand in hand. And so it is. So it is. Well, let's turn within. And just take that nice deep breath, knowing that it's God's breath. And knowing that as we celebrate Martin Luther King's birthday, that we are lifting up that great shining light that always reminded us that love is the greatest force in the universe. That we are moving together hand in hand to create the beloved community. And that beloved community knows no separation between us, knows that we go hand in hand with love, peace, and justice, that we are working together in this divine mission to create heaven on earth, because it's ours, it's already ours, we have that birthright. And I'm just knowing that this community, Yuma Center for Spiritual Living, is a beacon. It is the beloved community. And any and all things that this community has walked through together has only strengthened it. has strengthened the bonds between people, has strengthened the resilience of the community. All those threats that have happened, the bomb threats, brought everyone together and as a community, but also the greater community. You know, just imagine all of the people who responded to a threat to the center. It was tremendous. And that was a clear statement about how to love and care for one another. And I'm just knowing that we give great thanks for all of these different parts of this community that hold it together, that lift one another up, that support one another. And I'm knowing that this community stands strong, that it is filled with love. Its heart is big and open to all. It is the beacon on the hill. It is the beloved community that spreads from this great heart. And I know that all is well with this community. And I allow this good to be. And we say together, and so it is.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that touched a soul like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. 'Twas grace that taught my heart to sing, and grace my fears relieved. How precious did that grace appear, the hour I first believed. When we've been there 10,000 years, bright shining as the sun, we've no less days to sing God's praise than when we first begun. If you all want to sing. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that touched a soul like me. I once was lost, but now
maybe people could sing that song a cappella, but Lynn Hernandez can. Good job. Amazing Grace must be the song of choice for Reverend Victoria and I. The last time we heard that played, we were seeing folk singer Judy Collins in this little roadhouse in San Juan Capistrano, and she ended her show by asking all 500 of us to sing along with her to Amazing Grace. What a beautiful song. Thank you for that. And now it's our time of offering, when we get to give to this center, to support this center, and for us to remember that we're not supporting a building, we're supporting an idea that life is beautiful, that people are beautiful, and that we get to awaken to our spiritual magnificence. That is what we're supporting. So let's take our offering, or how we give our offering, and let's say together our affirmative giving blessing. Divine love consecrates my gift. It goes forth to heal, to prosper, and to bless. It is evidence of my conviction that God is the source and substance of my supply. I joyously contribute to the vision of this center, knowing that it returns to be multiplied abundantly, and so it is. My favorite offering song. Woo! Jazzy and fun.
My money is like a bunny, it goes forth and multiplies. I send it out and let it go, it comes back to me in time. My joy is overflowing, I know God is my source. My money is like a bunny, it goes forth and multiplies. My money is like a bunny, it goes forth and multiplies. I send it out and let it go, it comes back to me in time. My joy is overflowing, I know God is my source. My money is like a bunny, it goes forth and multiplies.
Yeah. Yes, the minister digs that song. That is wonderful. And what a mini sermon set to music, that, as Victoria said, whatever we send out through universal law comes back to us. And I joke that I'm not good with math, but I know what multiplied abundantly means. I like that. And that we benefit from that, all the love that we send out, all the energy that we send out. And what's neat is it comes back, sometimes not in that same form, but in delightful form we could never even have imagined. So we are blessed. We are blessed by our presence. We're blessed by your generosity, by everyone watching online. We have people, our last Sunday's video was seen 800 times. Wow. 800 views, that's a lot. We've gone over 1,000. We're like 10 people, no wait. Yeah, I think it's 10 people short of having 3,000 people following us on Facebook. Wow. That's abundance, that's prosperity. So we are blessed and we're grateful for all of that. So thank you. Thank you everyone watching. So today, like I mentioned, we eat a lot around here, but that's okay. And we don't just have appetizers, we have appetizers, savory food. That is fun. And it's always wonderful to have a little bit of something afterward as a way to bring us together. So everyone's welcome to stay afterward out in the family room and enjoy some appetizers. And then also, about around 11:20, we'll be kicking off our board meeting, and everyone is welcome to come to that, whether you're a member or not. Just interested in seeing how we lead the center, how we lead your center, and how we apply our teaching to all those decisions. And then the big meeting coming up will be our annual meeting on Sunday, February 1st. And that's exciting because we vote, we announce, we do overviews, we look forward, to the coming year. That's when all of us kind of come together, meet at the dinner table, proverbial dinner table, and talk about our community. So mark that on your calendar. And our class, our first totally online certificated class from through Centers of Spiritual Living that will be taught by Reverend Victoria is starting this week. And it's exciting seeing people signing on from really all over the country, even places in Northern California. People are coming together to learn about our global vision. Centers of Spiritual Living has a global vision, which we read here once in a while, that says, well, what are we creating in our world if we're practicing what we believe? And so much of it is a reminder of the worth and the equality of all people. And so that's what this class will be teaching. How can we apply that in our daily life? And Reverend Victoria, do you want to come back up and say a few words? It's wonderful. I mean, this is going to be online, but it's wonderful to have her here in person to share a little bit about that. And it's not too late to sign up.
Sign up. It's going to be a lot of fun. And, you know, I think that all of us come to, well, one thing that keeps me in Centers for Spiritual Living is our global vision. Because I really do believe that we have to act on what we believe, right? And our vision is a vision, and we actualize it by doing it, right? And our vision is so beautiful, and it touches every aspect of life, and it includes everything. So we're looking at that wholeness, and that wholeness that we can experience in our own life. And this is through the lens of, you know, all of the different kinds of people who come together and learning how to be with one another. And, you know, like I touched on a little bit in my talk today, you know, even when we live with somebody and they're our person, there's a lot of difference there, right? There really is. And this goes beyond, you know, when we learn how to deal with one person and their differences, surely we can learn how to deal with the differences that are very superficial in others, right? So we have this opportunity to go deeper and explore ourselves, really, and what may be holding us back from really getting to know others and getting that closeness and non-separation, that real closeness and intimacy with others. And, you know, I know that we've had not a lot of emphasis in Centers for Spiritual Living on these issues, because we kind of think of ourselves as one humanity, and we are. But until we kind of go and go deeper into that, we do run the risk of being separate, you know, and having these stereotypes that determine what that other person might be, and we never get to know one another. So what I'm thinking about more and more is I think about all the groups I've been in and all of that, and you know, we may share a table here at the center, but I think the true thing is where do we act together outside, right? What do we do together outside of these spaces that we create? And how do we make true, deep, lasting friendships with one another? And I know there's some here that do that already, but we want to widen that net, widen it not only in our centers, but out in the communities. And I want our vision to become a reality, our global vision to become a reality in the world. So come and help us talk about this and go deeper so that we can all grow and learn together.
Awesome, thank you. Thank you. If you're interested in signing up, please see Reverend Victoria. Folks are watching online, look for the link for the class, for the event link information for embodying our global vision. So, boy, I said we eat a lot. Oh gosh, here we go again. Friday Night Munchies is a wonderful time for people who haven't gone yet. We've gone before and have had such a good time. All of these little food trucks and different vendors come together. It's at the southern end of the fairgrounds, and it's so much fun. And there's not just food that you can eat there, but shopping and snacks and baked goods and all kinds of stuff. So we're going to go, again, just as a way to bring us together and have fun together this Friday at 6 p.m. We'll meet at kind of the main gate. It's there at the fairgrounds, right off of 32nd Street. We've gone before, and everybody had such a good time. So let's do that again. If you don't have anything going on that night, let's come go somewhere fun, eat something great, and be with some of the best people in town. Why not? And then next week, of course, is our potluck. So think of something you'd like to bring. And again, what a wonderful time for us to be able to hang out, be together, have food, and have fellowship. And the Ren Fair is coming up. So we have a couple things that we've got planned here. Don't sit down, Patty.
I'm not.
Oh, she's got props. Okay. I like that. Every once in a while we do official outings and do something I like to call Let's Go Together. There's an event going on. Oh my goodness. She has costumes. And this is one of our events where we're going to be going to the Renaissance Fair together. And Patty is our hostess for that outing.
No,
She's got a character.
Mouthy.
Oh.
That's my title. Renaissance Festival is Saturday the 31st, January 31st. It's one of my favorite things, and listening to Reverend Victoria talk, I realized it's because it's so diverse. When you talk about, you can't get more weird than hear that. I mean, seriously, it's there's something for everybody, like everybody. So we're gonna meet at noon-ish at the beer garden, for lack of a better word, because it's the beer garden for the fair. They have all kinds of food, all kinds of all kinds of events that same day. $15 to get in. You can go at 10. You can meet us whenever. I'll have this hat on for the feather. So that same day, is there another slide? That same day is the Yuma Territorial Marathon. So people in our members are running. Ellie is running. Matt's running.
Yay!
Mike is running. I don't know how many people know I have a daughter. She's coming from Portland to run. This is a Boston Marathon qualifier. I have several other friends running, and so you can make signs and I'm sure that they would feel the love if we but you can also really, really, really motivate them. We're probably going to meet around 9-ish on Avenue E, but again, I'll clarify that because everyone starts at a different time depending on what part of the marathon they do. But come out and join. Like, we can stand in the back of my truck and scream and yell and make a big old freak flag for them.
Excellent. See, Patty. Boy, they're weirder than us. It's not that we've been challenged. So.
Yeah.
And one of our next ceremonies will be, it's the day after Valentine's Day, but it's never too late to celebrate love. We're going to be doing, it's a new tradition, we did this last year, a renewal of vows. So for anyone who's in a relationship, and you don't have to be married, you could be boyfriend, girlfriend, 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 whatever combination, if you would like to come and be a part of the ceremony and to really kind of publicly recommit to your relationship, that would be wonderful. Last year we had 3 couples, it was fantastic. This year we have 1 couple so far, if we had a couple more, that'd be great. So if this is something that you feel called to participate in, and it's just such a joyous celebration. You don't have to be married, or you could be married, or you could get married. I'm licensed now, I can do that. But just to see, watching online or you're listening, if you're interested, let me know and it'll be wonderful. And it'll be February 15th, the renewal of vows. For everybody else, get ready to cheer and maybe cry a little because it's beautiful. So thank you. And thank you to everyone watching. Thank you to everyone here. Reminder about the appetizers in our board meeting. And for everyone here for the first time, we end our service in song with a song that's really the anthem of our movement, the peace song. So if you want to stand up and make a circle, grab the hand of the person next to you, and the words are up on the screen.
There you go.
Brother. Yes.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it be
happening in my life right now.
Something wonderful is happening in my life right now.
I know it.
I know it.